Have you ever wondered why sometimes your energy feels so heavy, even when nothing seems to have gone wrong? Why one morning you wake up full of life, and the next your soul feels wrapped in invisible chains? We often assume it's just mood, circumstance, or biology. But what if it's deeper than that? What if unseen energetic forces, demonic traps of the modern mind and heart, are quietly siphoning our vibration every day? The first trap most people fall into without realizing it is the trap of resentment. Resentment is like carrying a heavy stone in your energy field, thinking it's protecting you from being hurt again. But in reality, resentment is the mind's way of clutching poison and calling it justice. When we replay an offense again and again, we allow that energy to live rent-free in our vibration. The demon of resentment whispers, "You deserve to be angry. You deserve to hold the pain." But every time we give in, our vibration sinks, our heart closes, and our spiritual frequency distorts. Ask yourself honestly, what pain are you still feeding because you think letting it go means losing power? The truth is, the moment you forgive, you cut spiritual cords that have been draining you for years. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's spiritual strategy. The second demonic trap is comparison. In the digital age, comparison has evolved into a subtle epidemic. We scroll, we watch, we measure. We measure our beauty, our success, our worth against the fleeting, filtered projections of others. This is the demon of illusion, feeding off your attention every minute you doubt yourself. It thrives in social mirrors. The vibration it drains is confidence, the soul's natural light. You see, your vibration doesn't fall because someone else is better. It falls because you forget how divinely unique you already are. The universe created only one tone of energetic song that matches your soul, and when you try to mimic another's harmony, your note fades from the choir of existence. Ask yourself right now, who are you comparing your divine process to? Would you ever compare the ocean to the mountain and call one less majestic? The third demonic trap is chronic fear, particularly the fear of loss. This demon hides beneath the innocent mask of caution, pretending to protect us from chaos. But actually, it constricts the flow of life itself. Every time you act out of fear, you tell your subconscious, "I do not trust the universe." And so, your vibration contracts. Think of your soul like a golden sphere of light. It expands when you trust, and it shrinks when you fear. Fear keeps you locked in timelines that never exist, feeding shadows that don't belong to the present. When was the last time you truly acknowledged that most of what you fear never happens? Yet those thoughts drain your vitality every single day. The fourth demonic trap is false pride and spiritual ego. It's one of the trickiest because it disguises itself as growth. There comes a point on every spiritual path when knowledge becomes our new identity and the ego reincarnates in robes of wisdom. We start believing, "I've awakened. I'm above that." But that belief itself is the door through which demonic energy enters. Pride closes your learning. It freezes your vibration in the illusion of arrival. Real enlightenment is perpetually beginning again. The wise remain students forever. Humility is higher than pride ever was. Can you sense the vibration of humility? It's still, soft, radiant. It doesn't need to announce itself. Pride announces loudly because deep down, it fears being lost. The fifth trap is the addiction to judgment. Judgment feels righteous. The ego loves pointing fingers. It feels powerful when labeling someone as wrong or lost. But the truth is, judgment radiates separation, and separation feeds demons. Every time we judge, we split from unity consciousness, lowering our vibration into duality. You might think you're defending truth, but are you amplifying love or division? Imagine your energy as a temple. The more you judge, the darker the walls become. But the moment you understand another human being with compassion, a window opens. True spiritual mastery is seeing everything and everyone as an aspect of yourself. The sixth trap is emotional suppression. When we avoid crying, avoid confessing, avoid admitting pain, we create a prison for our energy. Emotions are meant to move energy in motion, but suppression petrifies them. That unexpressed sadness doesn't die, it becomes a ghost haunting your vibration. The demonic nature of suppression is that it convinces you vulnerability is weakness. But only a heart strong enough to feel everything can truly heal. Every tear released consciously is a purification ritual. So I ask you, what emotion have you buried so deep that you've forgotten it was once alive? The seventh and final trap in this first revelation is envy. Envy is pure corruption of the creative force. It takes the sacred energy meant for manifestation and converts it into acidic comparison. When you envy, you align with lack. You affirm to the universe, I do not have. This instantly lowers your vibration. But if instead you see what others create and say, thank you, universe, for showing me what's possible, your vibration rises exponentially. Envy poisons, gratitude multiplies. Every time you feel envy, choose admiration instead. That choice transforms demonic energy into divine inspiration. Now pause. Take a deep breath. Think of these 7 traps not as monsters outside of you, but as shadows within the human experience itself. The battle is not out there. It's here, inside. Spiritual awakening is not a war against demons. It's illumination that reveals there was never a monster, only misunderstood energy. The invisible energy wars, how modern life summons low vibrations without you realizing it. There's a silent war happening around us, not a war of nations, but a war of frequencies. It plays out not in deserts or oceans, but in minds, hearts, and screens. Every vibration you emit is a command to the universe. Every thought, every feeling, every attention shift is either summoning light or feeding shadows. Most of us never consciously agreed to participate in this war, yet through our daily habits, we become soldiers either of awakening or of decay. The demonic traps of vibration aren't myth. They are psychological mechanisms hijacked by energies that thrive on distraction, fear, and disconnection. The first layer of this unseen battle begins with information overload. The modern world bombards the human mind with more content in a week than ancient civilizations encountered in a lifetime. But what happens physiologically doesn't stop at the brain, it ripples through the energetic field. Every scroll, every notification, subtly fractures your vibrational integrity, scattering your energy into thousands of micro-investments that lead nowhere. It's not information that drains you, it's fragmented focus. Focus is power. The more scattered you become, the less light your consciousness emits. Ask yourself with brutal honesty, when was the last time you were wholly with yourself, uninterrupted? The next invisible trap is emotional entertainment. Entire industries profit from keeping your nervous system oscillating between excitation and despair. Movies, shows, even spiritual influencers all compete for your psychological bandwidth. They simulate drama to provoke emotion and harvest attention. Each emotional spike releases energy from your auric body, a biochemical light exchange the unseen realms can sense. When we indulge without discernment, we end up drained not because of what we watched, but because we participated energetically in someone else's creation without awareness. Imagine every dramatic scene as a hook in your energy field. How many shows, posts, or toxic influencers currently hang from your aura? Entertainment is not evil, but consuming unconsciously turns your mind into an open field for invisible energies to graze upon. Then we confront the trap of disconnected busyness. Modern society associates constant activity with importance. The busier you are, the more valuable you must be. But busyness without alignment fractures the link between soul and action. You can build empires and still feel hollow if your vibration isn't integrated into what you do. When we chase achievement purely for validation, we're offering our soul on the altar of performance. This creates an energetic dissonance. Our external speed increases while our internal depth decays. That's when you begin to feel unexplainable exhaustion even after success. The demon hiding behind busyness is chaos disguised as ambition. The question isn't how much you do, it's how consciously you do it. Does your activity amplify your essence, or does it scatter your signal into the noise of collective distraction? Another energy-draining phenomenon is technological hypnosis. Digital algorithms know more about your desires than your conscious mind does. They feed you not what you want, but what keeps you scrolling. And with every swipe, you exchange drops of chi life force for momentary stimulation. Think about that. Each moment of mindless scrolling is an energetic transaction. The algorithm takes your time. Shadow forces consume your vibration. You begin to lose sovereignty over your attention, the most sacred tool of creation. Attention is your currency in the spiritual economy. Where it goes, your energy flows. Have you ever noticed that after hours online, your mind feels foggy and your heart numb? That's not coincidence. That's vibrational residue accumulated through unconscious digital contact. The antidote isn't rejection of technology, it's conscious engagement. Use technology, don't let it use you. Then there's the trap of superficial social connection. We have never been more connected yet felt more alone. Because the connection modern platforms offer is often hollow, devoid of genuine energetic exchange. You send emojis, you receive likes, but your soul remains untouched. The vibration of real connection is coherence. It aligns your frequency with mutual presence. But the vibration of simulated intimacy is fragmentation. It drains you while fooling you into thinking you're fulfilled. Human beings are designed for energetic resonance, eye contact, shared silence, physical presence. When replaced by pixelated representations, the body hungers for unexpressed oxytocin, the energy of bonding. Every time we substitute authentic connection for digital illusion, we give away a piece of our vibrational core. The cure? Sacralize communication again. Speak like each word is a spell. Listen like you might never hear their voice again. That brings sacredness back into human energy exchange. And we must not forget the collective emotional climate that we unconsciously absorb. Have you ever woken up anxious for no apparent reason? That's not always your energy. It can be the ambient frequency of humanity itself. We live inside an energy field shared by billions of oscillating emotional signatures. Ear travels faster than light on the psychic plane because resonance amplifies resonance. Whenever mass fear surges through wars, pandemics, political chaos, energetic feeders thrive. They survive on collective disharmony. But once you become conscious of this, you can choose not to tune in. Awareness itself is protection. You shift from being a sponge to being a lighthouse. You emit calm when others panic. That is how spiritual warriors fight the invisible war, through vibrational sovereignty, not aggression. Finally, at the most subtle layer lies the loss of sacred pause. The modern world is ruled by acceleration, but spiritual energy expands in stillness. The demon of constant motion hates silence because silence reveals truth. Every holy moment in human history, enlightenment under the body tree, revelation in the desert, awakening in meditation, arose from stillness. The absence of pause fractures connection to source. When was the last time you sat in total stillness, with no agenda, no stimulation, no phone, and simply let your vibration harmonize with eternity? The loss of pause is the loss of communion. Reclaim it, and vibrational fatigue transforms into radiant coherence. This is the real energy war, not an external apocalypse, but an internal one, fought through every breath, every scroll, every thought, every silence denied. The ones who win aren't those who conquer others, but those who reclaim themselves. Ascending beyond the traps, the path to vibrational sovereignty and divine power. Now that we've seen the traps and the invisible wars that quietly drain the spirit, the real question emerges: how do we ascend beyond them? How do we reclaim vibrational sovereignty, the kind of radiant power that no fear, no entity, no circumstance can touch? The truth is astonishingly simple, yet few live it. Energy follows awareness, and awareness thrives in truth. To rise above the demonic vibrations of modern existence, you don't need complex rituals or ancient secrets. You need radical presence. Think about it. If demons survive in unconsciousness, then awareness itself is the light that dissolves them. When you are fully awake in a single breath, a single moment, your vibration harmonizes with the entire cosmos. But the mind resists this, craving movement, noise, validation. So the first real step is courage, the courage to be still enough to meet yourself. Not the social persona, not the past version, but the silent observer behind all stories. When awareness stabilizes there, the traps start losing grip automatically. The next key element of ascension is vibrational discipline, learning to maintain energetic hygiene with the same dedication you give to physical health. What you consume energetically matters just as much as what you eat. Every word, sound, and image you allow into your psyche adjusts your energetic frequency like tuning an instrument. If you listen constantly to fear, you'll hum the tone of fear. If you surround yourself with beauty and gratitude, your inner field resonates with divine coherence. To maintain high vibration, ritualize your energy care. Begin and end your day with conscious cleansing. Visualize light washing over you, dissolving psychic residue. Speak only words that uplift or heal. Observe your posture, your tone of voice. Your body is a broadcasting antenna. The discipline of vibration is subtle yet profound. It's not about perfection, but awareness of resonance. Ask yourself, what vibration am I sending out when I say nothing at all? Now imagine that your vibration is a kind of spiritual currency. Each thought, each emotion, either invests in expansion or debt. The law of alignment becomes your compass here. When you think, speak, and act in harmony, your energy aligns with truth, and miracles flow effortlessly. Misalignment, however, leaks tension between belief and behavior. Have you ever noticed how drained you feel when pretending to be someone you're not? That fatigue isn't physical, it's vibrational dishonesty. Reclaim authenticity, and your vitality returns. Be the same person in private as you are in public. Let integrity become your force field. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to what you vibrate. Integrity is the texture of divine power. It's what differentiates true spiritual radiance from performance. As we ascend in vibration, we must also embrace emotional alchemy, the process of transforming low frequencies into higher ones. You can't bypass pain and expect liberation. Emotional mastery isn't suppression but transmutation. When anger arises, observe it like a storm, intense but temporary. Breathe into it and feel it moving through the body. As awareness expands, that same energy transforms into clarity, then strength, then stillness. Each emotion carries coded intelligence, a gift hidden beneath discomfort. Sadness can teach compassion, fear can reveal courage, doubt can generate discernment. When you transmute emotion instead of resisting it, you literally raise your vibration through the act of witnessing. Alchemy is not fantasy, it's psychology integrated with spirit. The ancient wisdoms never died. They've just been waiting for us to remember. The next practice for sovereign vibration is cultivating energetic boundaries without walls. Many people, upon recognizing how energy exchange works, develop rigid protection, the block everything mentality. But true spiritual power doesn't isolate, it harmonizes. A strong vibration doesn't fear darkness because it emits light effortlessly. Instead of blocking, radiate. Imagine your aura as a sun. Darkness cannot engulf it because it illuminates itself. This is the art of open yet grounded living, to stay sensitive without exposure, compassionate without absorption. When someone around you vibrates in negativity, Don't absorb it anchored deeper into your inner frequency. You can acknowledge another's emotion without becoming it. That's the difference between empathy and entanglement. The world doesn't need more shields, it needs more suns. Another path to transcend demonic traps is through sacred service. When you live only for yourself, your vibration reaches a ceiling. But when you become a vessel for something larger, love, awakening, healing energy multiplies through you. Service purifies ego faster than any meditation because it shifts focus from I to we. Yet service must be conscious, not savior-driven. You cannot rescue others by lowering your frequency to match their pain. You raise them by staying in your light. Every act of generosity generates ripples of invisible energy that heal collective vibration. When was the last time you gave without expectation, simply because the soul compelled you? That is divine power in action. The universe entrusts more energy to those who use it selflessly. Finally, let us remember that ascension is not escape, it's embodied transcendence. The ultimate goal is not to float away from the human experience, but to infuse humanity with divinity. Spiritual sovereignty doesn't require abandoning the world. It requires illuminating it from within. So walk consciously through your day, each step as prayer, each breath as offering. Eat, work, create, love from awareness. When you live like this, you become undrainable, untouchable, unstoppable. Demonic traps lose relevance not because you resist them, but because you've evolved beyond their vibration. Imagine billions of people realizing this, vibrating coherently in gratitude, compassion, and truth. The energy war would end instantly, not through weapons, but frequency alignment. Planet Earth would glow like a living temple. And you, standing there as both participant and witness, would realize something profound. The light you were seeking was never somewhere out there. It was always you, your awareness, your truth, your vibration. So the next time your energy feels low, don't just wonder what's wrong with you. Ask instead, what am I feeding? Where is my awareness flowing? Because energy doesn't lie. Whatever you feed grows, and whatever you illuminate transforms. You are both the battlefield and the victory. You are the awakening unfolding through human form. And your highest duty, your divine mission, is not to escape the traps, but to radiate so powerfully that their existence becomes irrelevant. Now, go forth with that understanding. Live each day as a conscious act of vibration. Speak words that heal. Feel emotions that liberate. And remember, the universe doesn't reward those who fear darkness, it expands through those who choose to shine unconditionally, even in it. Let's go even deeper. Because after understanding the traps, after realizing the invisible energy wars, and even after beginning the process of ascension, something profound often happens. You face the final gate, the subtle fear of your own light. Many seekers wonder why, even after gaining knowledge, discipline, and awareness, they still fluctuate between high and low vibration. The reason? The remnants of unconscious resistance to joy itself. Most humans have learned suffering so deeply that happiness feels suspicious. The mind associates intensity with struggle, not serenity. But joy, true divine joy, is the most radiant state of spiritual strength. It's not naive, it's sovereign. Choosing joy amid chaos is not ignorance, it's rebellion against the entire matrix of fear. Think of joy as your ultimate protection, the armor of light that no energetic parasite can penetrate. When you allow yourself to exist in authentic happiness without guilt, without self-doubt, your vibration becomes self-generating. There's no external energy source needed because you finally trust your own inner current. Now, to fully embody this, you must learn energetic presence to live anchored in now. Your vibration doesn't exist in yesterday or tomorrow. It lives only here. The human mind often oscillates through time, dragging energy backward or projecting it forward, splitting your frequency again and again. But vibration flourishes in unity, the unbroken moment of awareness that refuses to be stolen by memory or anticipation. This is why practices like deep breathing, conscious walking, or meditative silence aren't optional luxuries. They're energetic recalibrations. Each moment of full presence reclaims fragments of your life force lost to distraction. The demonic traps couldn't exist if humanity were collectively present, because they rely on absence, on minds drifting, on partial consciousness. So return again and again to now, as tenderly as drawing the mind home. That is not metaphysics, it's maintenance of spiritual technology. A profound transformation occurs when you start transforming your physical body into a vessel of higher frequency. Spiritual energy is not solely ethereal, it's also chemistry. What you eat, how you breathe, how you rest, and how you move all emit signatures that stabilize or distort vibration. Heavy, processed food lowers electrical resonance. Natural, living food raises it. Shallow breaths restrict prana flow. Deep, rhythmic breathing expands it. Neglecting rest fractures your aura. Sleep repairs it. The body is a container for divinity. It's not just an avatar, but a sacred amplifier. Treating your body as holy balances spiritual expansion. Because awakening is not about rejecting the human form, it's about sanctifying it. You are not a ghost waiting to escape matter. You are light learning to master it. Ask yourself, how do I treat the temple that houses my eternity? Equally crucial is the cleansing of your environment. The places you inhabit absorb what you radiate. Clutter, chaos, or neglect in your space mirror inner disarray. That's not superstition, it's resonance. Energy stagnates where attention does not flow. Every object carries a frequency, memories, intentions, emotions. This is why rituals like burning incense, lighting candles, using sound, or simply rearranging spaces are powerful. They stir energy, allowing it to move. If your vibration has felt stagnant, it might not only be internal, your space might echo it. Create your surroundings as an external reflection of your desired vibration. Where you live should hum at the same frequency as where you want your soul to thrive. The sacred isn't somewhere distant, it's in your room, your home, your workspace, waiting for your consciousness to awaken it. As you progress, life will test your sovereignty repeatedly. This is the vibrational initiation every awakened being endures. Challenges won't disappear, they'll transmute into invitations to stay centered. The universe will send you situations mimicking the old traps, toxic people, emotional storms, or sudden fear. But this time, your response determines mastery. Will you react or radiate? The key lesson is to observe without collapse. To stay awake even as the lower frequencies attempt to pull you in. You'll notice that every test is simply frequency inviting recognition. When you acknowledge the lesson with love instead of resistance, the energy clears instantly. And each time you do that, you rise steadier, clearer, more luminous. Eventually, ascension stops being an effort. It becomes your natural state of existing awake. One of the highest practices in maintaining unshakable vibration is daily communion with stillness and gratitude. Gratitude recalibrates everything. It's the shortcut to divine frequency alignment. When you sit each morning and genuinely feel grateful for simply existing, you emit frequencies that harmonize you with creation itself. Gratitude neutralizes demonic vibrations because it returns power to source, not scarcity. Likewise, stillness heals the energetic chaos of the collective. Even 5 minutes of silent awareness done with sincerity is more effective than hours of intellectual study. Stillness is awareness purified. Gratitude is vibration sanctified. Together they create a field too luminous for any shadow to persist. So start your mornings like this. Breathe, feel your heartbeat, whisper thank you not to anyone, but to existence itself. That sound, that silence, that sincerity radiates farther than you can imagine. And finally, to ascend fully means to live as a conscious creator. Every vibration you emit constructs reality, both individually and collectively. You are never just surviving vibration, you're shaping it. Once you realize this, life becomes sacred play. Challenges become materials, people become mirrors, and existence transforms into your canvas. There's no higher magic than choosing alignment with love moment by moment. Creation doesn't begin when you act. It begins when you choose your frequency. Choose peace in chaos, love in fear, clarity in confusion, trust in mystery, and watch how reality reorganizes around you. That's not mysticism, it's energetic physics. You're a creator because you vibrate, and vibration is creation. You have always been the producer, director, and actor of your frequency movie. Now, make it luminous. Make it divine. So as this spiritual journey concludes, remember what we've uncovered together: the traps, the wars, the liberation, and the transcendence all exist within you. The demons appear fierce only when unseen. The moment you look consciously, they dissolve into lessons. The more you live aware, the less you suffer unconsciously. That is spiritual mastery, to live awake in a world half asleep. Protect your vibration not through fear, but through presence. Anchor yourself not in isolation, but in light. Every smile, every breath, every act of kindness releases waves of luminous energy across this planet. You are far more powerful than the mind allows you to believe. Your soul is ancient, infinite, radiant. And the fact that you've read this far means something deep inside you remembers how to shine. So go now, sovereign soul. Step beyond the traps. Live as frequency, not form. Bless every shadow you encounter, for it's an old friend reminding you of the light you carry. And with every conscious breath, may your vibration rise beyond fear, beyond illusion, beyond everything that ever tried to dim it. Because the truth is this: the universe itself is conspiring at every luminous moment for you to awaken. And the only thing you were always meant to become is light fully realized in human form.